Now, Monique has today's weather from Kiama, south of Wollongong. Hello again.
Good morning again to you, and as we heard in the news, the Bureau of Meteorology has just upgraded the cyclone watch in the Northern Territory, areas of the Northern Territory, to a cyclone warning. Now that's in the coastal and island communities from the Northern Territory Queensland border to Kiama. There'll be another update at 8 a.m, so people in those areas need to listen out to the warning and take necessary precautions. What we're watching is that tropical low, which could develop into a tropical cyclone later this morning, with gales developing between Mornington Island and Kiama. So let's take a closer look at the weather, and we'll start in the Gulf. A cyclone warning has been issued for coastal and island communities from the Northern Territory Queensland border to Kiama in Queensland. And the Bureau's watching a low of Cairns that may develop into a cyclone. So more heavy rain in the tropics. Elsewhere, a few showers over eastern New South Wales, mainly fine in Victoria, Tasmania and South Australia. Hot and dry in WA. Sunny and 30 in Brisbane today and tomorrow, fine and 25 in Sydney today, hot and late storms in Canberra, dry and cool in Hobart, a milder 22 degrees for Melbourne today, dry and 27 in Adelaide, hot days for Perth, 37 today and 40 degrees tomorrow, and storms for Darwin. And we'll see you again in half an hour's time. We're going to be hearing later in the morning from Bruce Elder, who's been studying his Trivial Pursuit. So if anyone's got any trivia question, Bruce is responsible for writing about 70,000 questions for Trivial Pursuit. So we're going to be testing him later. And of course, we'll be keeping across that cyclone warning, which has been upgraded from a cyclone watch in areas of the Northern Territory. We'll be keeping you updated on that.
All right, Monique, thank you very much for that. It is 9. Thank you, Brett. Let's check back with our weather reporter, Monique. She's in Kiama on the New South Wales south coast this morning. Hi, Mon.
Good morning to you. Well, we're in heaven, basically. It's an absolutely gorgeous morning in Kiama. For our first stop in the Blend 43 Weather Winnebago. And look at everybody! Obviously, Kiama is a coastal place, so much of life here revolves around the beach. So some of the Kiama nippers have come down, and as 2007 is the Australian Year of the Surf Lifesaver, thought we'd take a look at some of the lifesavers of our future. And Gracie here is 9, and you've been a nipper since you were 4. Why do you like being in nippers?
Because it's fun and I really enjoy all the activities we get to do.
And Gracie, do you want to be a lifesaver?
Yeah, I'd love to be.
But you told me that you'd also like to be in Baywatch.
Yeah, I'd love to be in Baywatch.
Why?
Well, because it looks pretty fun, like having to report and stuff.
And Grace also told me that she'd like to wear the red posse. I kind of like what you've got on now. It's much more sun safe too.
Thank you.
Now let's see if it's beach weather where you are today.
Sunrise weather, brought to you by Master Foods Battle of the Barbecue.
Late showers or storms in the southeast and northeast, fine elsewhere and very hot inland. 31 in Canberra, 37 in both Wagga Wagga and Tamworth. It'll stay dry and warm around Sydney today. Newcastle 28 degrees, 25 in the city and 31 at Penrith. Now, last night in Kiama, I was stopped by a few people in the street, and they were telling me that Kiama isn't just about the water, it's also about culture. It's the home of a fantastic jazz festival which starts in early March. And a couple of guys, Campbell and Angus, have come down with their saxophones this morning. I couldn't help but give them an opportunity to play something for us. Take it away.
Very groovy.
Fantastic.
That's a great sound, isn't it?
It is.
The saxophone.
Aren't they fantastic? Now, Evie's actually from the Jazz Festival and has come down with the guys. You're really passionate about bringing great music like this outside the big cities.
Oh, absolutely. Look, music like this just gets our feet tapping. It gets everyone excited. We get so inspired when we see such young, fabulous musicians like this. We've got big artists, new artists. Everyone just gets together, comes out, has a great time during the festival.
Fantastic. If you're around in early March, head down to the festival. You'll see Campbell and Angus. The next James Morrison's, I'm told. We'll see you in half an hour.
Okay, thanks, Monique. Now, we've been asking you to send in for trivia questions because Monique has Australia's quizmaster with her this morning.
I do. It's Bruce Elder, and not only is he a quizmaster, but he's also a bit of a whiz at music. What do you think of Mark Beretta's rendition there of Oh Ricky?
Well, in a word, sad.
That's generous.
And in fact, Bruce was singing his own. Go.
No, I'm not.
Go on.
Oh, but it's wonderful. Come on. Oh, Mickey, what a pity. That's enough.
You don't understand. It's guys like you. Okay.
It's guys like you, Mickey.
Now, Bruce Elder has written 70,000 trivia questions for Australian Trivial Pursuit, all from his office overlooking beautiful view like this. Is it hard to come up with those questions? What's the most challenging part of it?
It is hard, there's no question about that, but it's fun doing it. And once you get into the groove, you just go for it, you know. You just write and write and write. I just finished a kids' edition. A few weeks ago, I finished a 1990s edition. It's amazing. Trivial Pursuit just keeps coming out all the time.
Yeah, and you keep coming out with the questions.
Yeah,
So
but I forget them as quick as I write them. You don't want to remember them.
he says he's really bad at Trivial Pursuit because he just wipes all of the information from your mind.
Absolutely. I mean, if you tried to retain it all, what a massive amount of useless information you'd actually have. So I'm really happy to just say, no, forgot it.
Okay, well, too bad, because I've got a question for you.
I'm not going to be able to answer it, Monique,
Okay,
but
here
try
we
your
go.
luck.
Which novel was the inspiration for actor Jude Law's name?
Jude Law. Oh, Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy.
Okay, very
That's
good.
an easy one.
Well, we've actually got a couple of people here who are going to test Bruce
Thanks,
after the
Koshy.
weather. We've got a lot of activity in the weather, so let's take a look now.
Sunrise weather, brought to you by Master Foods Battle of the Barbecue.
And we'll start in the Gulf. As we heard in the news, a cyclone warning has been issued for coastal and inland communities from the Northern Territory Queensland border to Kiama in Queensland. And the Bureau's watching a low off Cairns that may develop into a cyclone. So more heavy rain in the tropics. Elsewhere, a few showers over eastern New South Wales, mainly finding Victoria, Tasmania and South Australia. Hot and dry in WA. Sunny and 30 in Brisbane today and tomorrow. Fine and 25 in Sydney today. Hot with late storms in Canberra. Dry and cool in Hobart. A milder 22 degrees for Melbourne today. Dry and 27 in Adelaide. Hot days for Perth, 37 today and 40 degrees tomorrow. And storms for Darwin. Okay, Tim, you've got a question for Bruce.
Yep. What is Ouagadougou the capital city of?
Oh, Ouagadougou. Yes, well, Ouagadougou used to be the capital of Chad. I don't know whether Chad hasn't changed its name, but it's right there in the middle of Africa on the Sahara Desert, so there you go.
He's very good, but I've got a feeling that...
Impressive, eh, Koshy? You know, I bet you didn't think I knew Ouagadougou, but this girl's going to beat me.
Okay, Gracie.
What's my dog's name?
Spot.
Becky and Bobo.
Becky and Bobo.
Becky and Bobo. Wow, that's a hard one.
All right, guys, we'll see you in half an hour's time. And you know how earlier this morning we had someone with a sign that says Posh Dog? Well, we also have a Mel Dizzle, which I'm led to believe is a very good thing.
Oh, good.
For shizzle dizzle.
What do I do here?
Mel
Do something
Dizzle.
like this?
Yeah, sneak
okay.
dog.
Yeah.
That's the way. All right, Monique.
See you in half an hour.
Okay.
See you then.